The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Here with Eagles women's soccer coach Simon Duffy. Coach, 4 of our players were nominated for first and second team all conference. Talk a little bit about the selection process and why you nominated these players.
Yeah, with it being preseason and we haven't kicked the ball yet, it's a bit odd with the with the awards. But happy for the girls. But no, I think those players in particular obviously have impressed in the past, and hopefully they can continue that trend going forward. They're going to be a big part of obviously what we're trying to do here in this upcoming season.
Talk a little bit about Emily Futrell. She comes back as the leading returning goal scorer for the Eagles.
Yeah, just even our freshman year, I thought she had a really breakout year as a freshman, and I don't know if we just weren't expecting that from her coming in that year, but it was an excellent year for her. She had a good year last year, but I feel like she thinks she could do a whole lot better, and maybe has a chip on her shoulder coming in this year, knowing that she can bag a few more goals for us and be a very important contributor.
Talk a little bit about Lara Hall's daughter. She was nominated to the second team. What have you seen from her development?
Just Lara's a steady, very steady player as far as someone that's always going to be putting a shift in the middle of the park. She's going to be a senior this year, but Lara seems to be a player that I can rely on. Is always going to be there in the middle of the park, putting in an effort and putting in a shift. But again, may not be the most vocal leader there, but is just a very important player for us.
Moving into the preseason coaches poll, Carson-Newman was selected as the second overall team. It's actually the first time since 2015 that the Eagles haven't been at the top of the table to begin the season. Does that kind of serve as motivation for the players, or motivation for you to kind of, almost serves as a chip on the shoulder a little bit there?
Yeah, I mean, the preseason rankings are what they are. It's at the end of the season where we are, and I'm hoping that we can take home that 5th conference championship this year. So that other conference teams don't think we can do that, and that's just fine. We had a lot of seniors graduate, and LMU probably deserved to be in that number 1 spot. They went further than we did last year, so we'll just keep our head down and keep plugging away. And obviously delighted for the girls to get the honours, but we have to understand with our players that they understand we take it one game at a time, 1 week at a time, and understand the importance of these conference games. We've only lost 1 conference game in the last 2 years, against Tusculum. So we have to make sure that every opponent we come up against, especially in the conference, that we treat them with respect, but we understand that we need to be up for these games, and hopefully we can continue on.
Talk a little bit about the preseason matchups coming up next week. What do you expect to kind of gain from those?
Big game coming up. We've got a home and away fixture, which I'm glad. Coach I used to work for, starting off many years ago, said it's always good to get your players on the road for a preseason game, especially when you've got new players. We've got 9 or 10 newcomers coming in. It's a bit different when they're out of their comfort zone. They're not at home. They're not sleeping in their own beds, or they're not just used to the normality of being at home. So that's going to be a good one. But we've got Maryville first this coming Saturday, 5 o'clock, and then we turn around and travel to Nashville the following Saturday to play Trevecca. So 2 good tests for us to see where we're at. Again, I'd say we've one of the strongest out of conference schedules in the country. We don't want to we don't want to take the easy route, and it's going to be interesting to see how we do, not just in the conference, because our conference is just getting stronger and stronger, and we saw that last year. So hopefully we can continue that on. But again, the two fixtures we have coming up in preseason, I hope are going to give us a good test.
And the Eagles regular season kicks off September 5th. For the Eagles Sports Network, I'm Zachary Lang.